Welcome to this EdTech Teacher video tutorial on the different ways you can collaborate using an iPad. Students can collaborate using Explain Everything. I'll walk you through the process of making a collaborative screencast. I'm going to start with a blank project and then just pull a picture in for my camera roll. In this case, I'll use a picture of my dogs and I'll just quickly trace out Duck and drop him into my blank screencast. This is one of the beneficial features of Explain Everything, is the ability to crop and cut out images directly within the app. So there's Duck, and I'll just move him over here to the left. Just going to quickly draw a bone on the right, and then I'll start my recording, and I'll animate Duck grabbing the bone and then walking back with it. So you can see on the bottom of the screen, I'm recording this movement right now. I'm going to triple tap on Duck and the bone, which will link those images together. Then I'll move him back over to the left now that he has his new bone. So now for the collaboration part. When I'm done with this screencast on one iPad, I'm going to tap on the little camera icon and then adjust it to the project setting. Now from here, I can export this XPL or Explain Everything project directly to Dropbox. If I've previously set up a collaborative Dropbox folder, when I export this XPL file to a collaborative Dropbox folder, anyone else with access to that folder can pull down that XPL file to their iPad and open it in Explain Everything. I'll walk through the process as if I'm opening up Dropbox on another iPad to pull down that XPL file. So here I am in Dropbox. I'm going to locate that new XPL file, and there it is right in the middle of the screen. And when I tap to open it, notice that I can't open it in Dropbox. However, I can open it in Explain Everything. It will pull this XPL file from Dropbox down locally to my Explain Everything app. Now I can open this back up and continue to add to this screencast. Here I'll draw another bone off to the right and have Duck go grab a second bone. A feature that's coming up shortly in the next iteration of Explain Everything is the ability to merge multiple XPL files together. In this way, students could work on separate screencasts, share them to one collaborative location, whether it be Dropbox or Google Drive, which will be in the next update, and they can merge these files together to make one collaborative screencast. Here I can rename this file, and now I have my new screencast. Another method of collaboration is using Google Drive. In this case, I'll open up Google Drive and make a new folder. I'll name this folder Collaboration. I'm also going to open up a new document and name that document Collaboration. Once my document and folder are created, I'm going to adjust the sharing settings to add collaborators onto this document. If you're familiar with Google Drive at all in a computer environment, this is all now possible on an iPad. However, along with creating collaborative documents or collaborative spreadsheets and collaborative folders, you can also now use Google Drive to upload PDF files directly to a shared Drive folder, and I'll walk through that process as well. So in this case, here's my collaborative folder. I can add new users onto this folder. I'm going to add another account, click Add as an editor, and now a second user has access to this folder. So any documents that's going to this folder can now be edited by that collaborative user. Here I'm just going to move my document collaboration into my collaboration folder. I'll go into the folder to make sure the document is there, and now the collaboration can take place. Now, as I mentioned, PDF files can also be opened in or uploaded to Google Drive from many PDF annotation apps. In this case, I'll open up a PDF file in Notability and annotate my reading. And this could possibly take place in a collaborative research project or if students are working in small groups. Notice on the bottom of the Open In feature, I can take this PDF and open it in Google Drive. The Google Drive app will open up. I can choose Upload, and now in my Uploads tab, the PDF document will be uploaded. I can then click on the properties of the document and move it to my collaboration folder. Now, anyone with access to this folder can see that PDF document that I annotated on my iPad. Additionally, they could also pull down that PDF document and open it in a PDF annotation app of their choice. In this case, I'll simulate another student pulling that PDF down to their iPad and opening it in Notability. They could then continue this annotation process. Here I will highlight and circle in red, simulating what a student may do. And then I'm going to send it back up to Google Drive into that same collaboration folder. So in this way, Google Drive can be used as a collaborative word processing platform through Google Document and a collaborative research platform to store annotated PDF documents directly from an iPad. Now, one helpful trick that many students could potentially use in your classroom is the ability to convert web-based content directly to PDFs on their iPad, which can then be annotated in a PDF annotation app and then sent up to Google Drive for further collaboration. I'll walk you through that process as well. So here's a blog post that I'd like to convert to a PDF to then share in Google Drive. I'm going to copy the URL of the blog post and open up Print Friendly. I'm going to copy the URL. Here have I selected and copied the entire URL. I'm going to go to printfriendly.com, paste the URL into the bar in the middle of the page, and tap Print Preview. I can now tap on PDF and download this web-based document as a PDF to my iPad. Notice from here, I have many open-in choices. I can open it directly in Google Drive or send it to Notability for further annotation before I send it up to Drive. A third way to collaborate using iPads is through the Book Creator app. Here I've made a simple little practice book with a video and a few images. When I'm done working on this book, I have the ability to rename it and then export it to a number of cloud storage services. In this case, I'll export the EPUB file from the Book Creator app to Google Drive. If I then put that EPUB file in a collaborative folder, anyone with access to that folder in their Google Drive account can pull it back down and open it in Book Creator locally on their iPad. In this case, I've uploaded this collaboration EPUB and sent it to my collaboration folder. Now I'll simulate another student accessing that folder and then opening that EPUB in Book Creator. They can then pull it down locally to their iPad, and now with the update to Book Creator, they can combine books. So a student could be working on one EPUB file in Book Creator and then pull down another book that's been shared with them through Google Drive. These books have now been merged together. I'm going to open the book and scroll through the pages, and you can see a new page has been added with a picture of a Jeep. Now if I click on the Pages tab on the top left, I can delete any blank pages or rearrange pages from these two collaborative books that have been created using Book Creator and Google Drive. This is a great way for students to collaborate on a project, on an ebook, or on a long-term assignment using these two applications. Another way students can collaborate using iPads is by shooting video on individual iPads and then merging that video all into one project on iMovie on another iPad. So I'll walk you through that process. Here I'm shooting some video using the built-in camera app, and when I'm done, I'm going to upload that video to a shared Dropbox folder. Here I'll open Dropbox on this one simulated student iPad, tap on the plus sign, and upload that video from my camera roll. This is simulating the process of a number of students all shooting video on their individual devices that can then be uploaded to one shared folder and then accessed and pulled down later on one separate iPad and edited in iMovie. Here you can see that video file is uploading, and once it's uploaded, I'll walk you through the process of pulling it back down locally to another iPad. So now that it's uploaded, a student can access that shared folder to access that video file. By favoriting that video by tapping on the star within the Dropbox app, you can see I've just tapped on the star. In a moment's time, I'll be able to pull that down to my camera roll. You can see that the download button will appear in the top right-hand corner. And when I tap on that button, I have the option to save this video to my photo or camera roll. And if I select Save to Photo Library, that video will now be pulled back down locally to another iPad. If I were to then open up iMovie, and I can open up an existing project, and that video file created on another student's iPad, shared through Google Drive, can now be pulled down to a secondary iPad and edited in iMovie. Here I've selected that video, and I'll drop it down into this project for some collaborative filmmaking using iMovie and Dropbox. Along with video collaboration, students can collaborate on the reading process using an app called Subtext. Here I'll open up my Subtext account as a teacher, and what I'm going to do is create a new group in Subtext called ETT, standing for EdTech Teacher. To create a new group, I'll tap on the plus groups button on the right-hand side of my application, and I'm going to tap on Create Group. I'll name it ETT, and once that group is created, it will email me a group code, which I can distribute to my students to join this group. But first, I need to add something to this group, a book or an EPUB file. Directly within Subtext, if I tap on Add Content or Add Books, I can search and find a book directly through the Subtext app. In this case, I'll search The Art of War. Subtext will find this EPUB file as a public domain document, and I can pull it into my library, and then I can send it to my group's shelf. So here I'm going to tap Add to Shelf for The Art of War. And once it's added to my shelf, I will also add it to the group shelf. You can see The Art of War is popped up in the background on my shelf. I'll go to the book, and then I'm going to share that book to my group, which is the ETT group that I just created. Now, any students that access that group and pull down The Art of War to their shelf can also collaborate on this reading process. So here as the teacher, I'll scroll through the book, and using Subtext, I can put prompts, questions, or discussion ideas directly in the book. In this case, I'm going to highlight some text of the page, and then I'm going to insert a discussion prompt. By tapping and holding, I can highlight my text, and I will then tap on the comment function, and now I can leave a message to my group. And I can also decide who sees this message. I may want to send it to one group and not another group, or I may want to send it to all my groups that I've created. In this case, I'm going to send it to the EdTech Teacher group, and I'll type my question or my prompt directly in the book. Now, any students that are reading this can see my prompt in the margin, access the prompt, and reply to it in real time. Now I'll go to Subtext as a student and simulate joining this group that I created with my teacher account. I'll click on the plus sign next to groups, enter in the group code, and then I can join this ETT group and engage in some collaborative reading with any other members of the group. Once I've entered the group code, you'll notice on the right-hand side under Groups, ETT will appear, showing that I've joined this group successfully. I can now go into that group by tapping on the group name. I can tap on the group shelf and see what books are being read. I can then tap on The Art of War and add that book to my shelf to engage in this collaborative reading process. You can see when I tap Add to Shelf, the book will appear on my shelf in the background in this simulated student account. Now I can scroll to The Art of War, tap on Read, and I can engage in this collaborative reading process. As I scroll through the book as the student, you can see that my teacher has left a comment in the margin. What are your thoughts on this? And when I tap on that comment, I have the ability to reply to it directly in the book. Here I am as a student responding to the teacher's prompt directly in the margin of the book. I could also reply to a comment left by a student, and I can decide who sees my comment as well. So there I've replied as a teacher to my student's comment. I also have the ability to highlight and insert my own comments into the book. So in this case, I'll highlight a passage, tap on highlight, select my color, and also decide who gets to see my highlight. I can keep it private, or I can send it to the group to have everyone see my reading. If I want to, I can also insert a comment myself, and again decide who gets to see my comment. I can make that private, or I can make that public to my class. So I'll simulate making a comment. And you'll also notice across the top, I can insert a multiple choice question, a true-false question, or even a poll question to get a sense of what the class thinks or feels. So this is a great way to engage in interactive reading through subtext on an iPad. Here I'll publish this comment to the group, and then we can see momentarily that new comment inserted into the margin of the book. And this will update in nearly real time for any other students that are engaged in that reading process in that same group within subtext. And the last method to collaborate on iPads is by using a social bookmarking tool like Diigo. Within the Diigo app, you have the ability to install a Safari web highlighter, which allows you to bookmark collaboratively or socially straight from any browsing experience in Safari. This page will walk you through the process of installing the Safari bookmarklet, but I'll walk you through it here as well. First, I need to bookmark the page, and instead of web highlighter, I'm going to change the name of this bookmark to Diigo tool. I'm going to bookmark it to my bookmarks bar, and you can see it just popped up to the right hand side in my bookmarks bar. I'm then going to go into my bookmarks bar and edit this bookmark. Instead of the URL associated with page, I'm going to delete it and paste the code that was copied from within the Diigo app, and I'll hit done. Now my Diigo bookmarklet has been inserted into Safari on my iPad. Now any web-based content that I come across can be bookmarked to a collaborative Diigo group that my teacher may have created and invited me to. So in this case, I found a blog post that I want to send to my Diigo group. Here's the post, and when I tap on my Diigo tool, it will automatically allow me to bookmark straight to this collaborative Diigo group. You can see all the groups I can send to, straight from Safari on my iPad. No need to copy URLs or paste URLs in the Diigo app. I can do everything right inside my browsing environment, and I can contribute to a collaborative research group or a small group project that needs research coming from all the group members. To view any research that's taken place, I can't view it within the Diigo app. I need to go directly through the web to diigo.com and access my groups. So from Diigo, I can tap on My Groups and access any groups that I'm a part of, and then see any collaborative bookmarking that's been taking place from other student iPads to that group. Thanks for watching this EdTech Teacher video tutorial on collaboration with iPads.